I'm Tim Belcher, and I'm with Belcher Milling Company, and we've been involved with Legacy Farm since its inception. And we've just come off a week away from some very bad weather, and we had conditions that are the farthest thing from what we deal with every day. And so we all had to deal with that. We had to take care of our animals, and we had to, more importantly, take care of our people. So I'd like to just kind of go around the table and have everybody kind of introduce themselves and explain who they are and what they do.
Well, thanks, Tim. My name is Leakin Binky, and I am a graduate of The Ohio State University. I graduated with degrees in ag education and livestock science. Here at the Pig Adventure, I am the farrowing manager.
Hello, I'm Jamie Mitchell, and I help manage our agritourism business at Fair Oaks Farms. You can come in and see the dairy farm operating, the pig farm operating, and all kinds of fun for the family.
Hi, I'm Christina Bailey, and I'm a farrowing technician here at the Legacy Farms Fair Oaks Pig Adventure. I have my degree in animal science, focusing on animal well-being and behavior from Purdue University.
Hi, I'm Brian Melody, visiting Legacy Farms today from PIC, a genetic supplier to Legacy Farms and the broader industry.
So here we sit in the warm confines of Legacy Farm, and today's a pretty decent day. But if we think back 1 week ago, 8 days ago, life was totally different. The wind was howling, snow was going, and you know, I'd like to reflect a little bit today of like what life was like here on the farm and what we did to take care of our animals. 50 years ago, animals were fed outside. You know, they were exposed to the elements and the predators. Things are much, much better than that today. So, Leakin, what did you do? What type of preparations did you make for the weather?
Well, you know, we have the weathermen nowadays and the weather channels that we can watch the weather, and we have a heads up of when we're going to have bad weather. There was preparations made that we would have extra feed in our feed bins, so in case the feed trucks couldn't make it here for a couple days, that we would have plenty of feed for all of our sows here on the farm, as well as the piglets. We also checked all of our fuel tanks to make sure they were full and ready to run our heaters with those negative temperatures that they were calling for. Everybody stayed nice and warm in the barns. The barns were kept around 70 degrees, keeping both the piglets and the sows comfortable and happy. Here on the farm and all of our Belcher milling farms, we have generators that we tested before the storm hit to ensure that if the storm did hit and we were going to lose power, that they would be ready to fire if need be. Also, we had snow removal people on standby so that when they could get here safely for them, they could get us plowed out, both for employees making it here and to make it out. But one of the biggest things we did was on Sunday, we made phone calls. We had 5 employees here at Legacy of the Pig Adventure who spent the night for 2 nights away from our families, our beds, our homes. We had each other, we had cots, we had food, we were taken care of. I think it goes back to, you know, in the old days, you know, the farmers, your grandparents, great-grandparents, they had to go out to the barns to take care of their animals. That was their livelihood. One of the biggest things on any agricultural industry farm is before the storm. What do we have to do? We have to make sure we have feed, we have fuel, we have people willing to come and stay the night away from their families to ensure that they are here the next day to take care of our animals, as well as making sure our generators, our other source of power, are ready if we need them.
So, Christina, you had a pig sleepover.
We did.
And what did you do?
Overall, life went on. We had to be here. We had to take care of our animals. And yes, it was hard to be away from our families, and it was hard to sleep on, you know, some little cot without your blankets and without your pillows. But we had each other. You know, we worked together every day, and I don't think I could handle working with people that I couldn't spend a couple nights with. And we made the best of it, and we had a lot of fun the first night.
The first night, you know, and I-65 was shut down. Traffic was, you couldn't get out. I mean, so you had to you had to get along with everybody else and take care of your animals. Brian, you give us a little bit of an idea of what it was like not that many years ago.
Yeah, working with PIC as a technical consultant, Tim, the great thing is that we have a vantage point both of today here in North America and going back a number of years. I was raised on a family farm, working at 1,000 sows, fair to finish, with outside breeding, outside gestation. And in fact, my wife was raised on a fair to finish farm with pasture farrowing in the 80s and 90s. So on a school day when everybody's off school and watching cartoons, we're walking across a sheet of ice to try to go hand feed sows out of a wagon. So our family did that work. We're trying to, if the boars felt good enough to go outside in the cold, oftentimes they're standing on a sheet of ice trying to make the next litter of pigs. So there's no doubt a loss of productivity 4, 6, 8 months down the road. And in turn, that caused volatility in price and volatility in pork supply to a hungry public that meets the market in the summertime. So definitely different times.
Jamie, you were making a comment about going to the grocery store.
Absolutely. I went grocery shopping. We made it out of the house Tuesday afternoon and went grocery shopping. And of course, there's not the selection that you normally get at the grocery store here in town. So no bananas, no bread. And I was amazed at the people that were so insensitive to that were snickering that there was no bananas, that there was no bread. And I was thinking to myself, wow, I mean, how do you think this food normally gets here? It doesn't just appear. There are trucks, there are farmers, there are people that grow it and produce it, and it has to get here. It doesn't just appear. So I thought that was an interesting observation.
So if we can kind of look back at the whole thing, it's past, you know, we always have plans for when it comes again, and it will. Mm-hmm. But the typical mom was home with a house full of kids who couldn't go to school, you know, and one thing or another. But here, there were people who were dedicated, were taking care of the animals and producing safe, affordable food for them. And I think that's the takeaway from all of this.